Work-life balance. A beautiful term, right? A dream-like, peaceful, zen-like existence where we smoothly juggle work, personal life, hobbies, and recreational activities. Let me ask, how many of you truly believe that you have an ideal work-life balance? Yes or no? Hands on your heart. Whoever said yes, congratulations, you are a rare species. For the rest of us, welcome to the club. I am one of you. Let me share a quick story from my life. My daughter had to take some snacks to school for a class party. And imagine, the same day I had an important business conference in some other city. I was feeling torn. Her classmates' mothers were all sending delicacies, treats, and here I was feeling guilty. But instead of overcomplicating things, I reached out to a homepreneur friend who runs tiffin service and had her prepare the snacks. The kids loved them, my daughter was happy, and I could focus on my work. So was I a super mom who balanced work and family life perfectly? No. But did I manage it smartly? Yes. I just juggled my way out of the difficult situation. So let me ask, who here has ever stayed up all night to finish a project or assignment they had an entire week to complete? Anyone? Right. And you Googled how to complete an assignment in just one night. The thrill of last-minute panic. You know, it's like we believe that stress magically improves our performance. It's not just a student problem, it's a universal dilemma. Whether you are a professional, an entrepreneur, a student, or a homemaker, prioritizing work and deciding what to do first is crucial. I also have a first-hand experience in this, juggling the multiple hats that I wear of a mother, a parent to my parents. Now that they're old, I'm a parent to my parents, a student, I was doing my studies, an image consultant, a soft skill trainer, a life coach, and working for a social cause where I held a strategic role. There's not a single day that I can recollect has gone smooth and easy, but the good news is I somehow managed it. I would always be in continuous stressful situations, juggling the multiple roles. I would have someone or the other around me left unhappy, and I'd always hope that there would be a day when I would become a perfect juggler in a high-stakes act, managing all the glasses and the balls perfectly. There were endless moments of exhaustion, frustration. But like they say, the universe finds a way for you if you badly need it, if you want it badly. I also found the same. During my soft skill training classes, I came across a simple but powerful framework which completely navigated how I perform my personal and professional duties. The game changer for me was the powerful, urgent, versus important matrix. I realized that I always try to do too many things at a time. And I simply need to categorize my works and responsibilities into 4 quadrants. Urgent, not urgent, important, not important. So I'll just give you an insight into an interesting day of my roller coaster life to help you understand how I use this framework. The phone rings, and at 7 a.m., the motivating call that I get is from my cook saying she's not well and not coming for work. I took a deep breath, smiled, and told myself, all is well, and rushed to the kitchen. I quickly prepared a healthy lunch with minimum preparation time as my daughter was not keeping well. I dressed up quickly as I had an important business meeting at 10 a.m. In the car, I did a short Zoom meeting with a clear agenda with my team as we had an important event in the afternoon of Jito Ladies Wing Kolkata, the NGO which I head. After concluding my meeting, I rushed to the event and left contented with the successful execution of the program. Came to my office, I returned all the important calls and responded to emails and headed home. I had a coaching session also. I had a coaching session, and while going home in the cab, I booked groceries online, headed home, prepared a quick dinner, and after finishing all my household chores, I finally sat down to study for my exams of fellowship from Insurance Institute of India, which was due in 3 days. Are you all exhausted listening to my story? I was at the end of the day, but slept peacefully because I could manage all my corporate and social responsibilities, studies for my professional exam, and managing home front. But was I like this? No. Earlier, I was in quadrant 1. Yes, I was in quadrant 1 and always under stress, handling crisis, trying to meet deadlines, always stressed out, which is not an ideal quadrant to be. I realized that I need to prioritize my responsibilities and work and focus on what truly mattered, avoiding procrastination. There, I invested time in planning, in upskilling, in networking, and building my career foundation. I was in quadrant 2, important but not urgent. Gradually, I realized that time management and delegation is the key to avoid burnout. I was in quadrant 3, where I handled urgent but not important tasks. Gradually, I realized in quadrant 4 that I need to eliminate all the unnecessary things, the distractions, and learn to say no to things which didn't align with my priorities. I developed laser sharp focus, I worked double speed, I avoided the OTT, social media, parties that never added any value. I was in quadrant 1 earlier, always in the crisis mode. Gradually, I moved to quadrant 2, the growth and productivity mode. I realized that when in my mind, I simply put all my tasks into these 4 quadrants, my life is simple. From where I derived the 6-step productivity cheat code. So you all can refer to this if you want that cheat code. The first one is punctuality and prioritization. When I was appearing for my fellowship exams, I also took up a strategic role of the Chief Secretary of Jito, as I mentioned earlier, along with all the other responsibilities. I failed in both the exams in the next quarter because it was very difficult to cope up with trainings, events, initiatives, and all other responsibilities. I felt disheartened because it was the first academic failure in my 48 years of life. But I realized I need to prioritize things, and punctuality and prioritization is important. I set my goals, SMART goals. I prepared deadlines and kept tracking my progress regularly. I appeared for 1 exam per quarter and with a lot of resilience. Finally, in December 2023, I completed the certification. Then comes the 5-minute rule. What's the hardest part of any project? Anyone? Getting started. Lovely. We human beings believe that there will be a perfect time or an ideal situation when we'll start. But believe me, friends, there's no such time. I realized that when I began and started doing a presentation just for 5 minutes, the momentum kept me going. So always start before you feel you are ready. The third cheat code is set boundaries. I'm an emotional person. It was very difficult for me to say no to anyone. But gradually, I stopped overcommitment and started saying no to things that didn't align with my priorities. Set boundaries. It is important because I realized that I never have time for myself, and my important tasks would always jump to the urgent tasks. I realized that time management is the key. The fourth cheat code, eliminate the unnecessary. I always had problem of plenty in my life. A good problem to have. Always switching between emails, calls, WhatsApp messages. I realized that I need to batch similar tasks together and focus on one task at a time, avoiding distraction. I cut out things that didn't add value. Suppose a meeting could be an email, or an email could be avoided completely. I would skip it altogether. Time lost can never be regained, so value time. The fifth cheat code is automate and delegate. Using technology for repetitive tasks saves time, and I started delegating work at home front, Jito, family, everywhere, and it helped me immensely. The last one, but not the least, is prioritize self-care. While juggling with all the responsibilities, I realized that the continuous stress and pressure was affecting the functionality of my brain. It was affecting my creativity, my decision making, my critical thinking process. So I started doing yoga just for 20 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes meditation before I used to sleep. Taking out me time and rejuvenation is important for mental and physical health. So take breaks, schedule vacations, and don't forget to laugh and live life to the fullest. To conclude, efficiency through simplicity is the mantra for a fulfilling life. But our problem is we overcomplicate things and we believe that being busy is being productive. We fill our day with emails, meetings, projects, convincing ourselves that the more complicated my work is, the more valuable it is. But remember, complexity is the enemy of productivity. If you simplify your work processes, you simplify life. Because in the end, life is not about deadlines. It's about the balance. This reminds me of the stuck truck story. A massive truck got stuck under a bridge. Experts and engineers arrived, debating possible solutions. Tools were assembled, a lot of calculations, complex calculations were made, but nothing seemed a quick fix. A small boy, observing all this, just asked a question. Why don't they let some air out of the tires? And guess what? It worked. This story is a powerful reminder that sometimes in life, the solutions to our biggest problems are right in front of us. We overcomplicate problems and search for complicated solutions when they are very simple. Simplicity is the key. So the next time you get stuck, whether it's work or a personal challenge, remember the stuck truck. All you need to take a step and ask yourself, is there a simpler way to solve this? We just need a shift in perspective and focus on simplifying things rather than overthink. Analysis leads to paralysis. So the next time, remember the stuck truck story. Maybe all you need to do is let some air out of the tires. Thank you.